Well, with U.S. College Football Conference Championships wrapping up Saturday, we already knew Washington and Michigan would make up half of the teams of the college football playoff. But what about the other two? As always, there was controversy, and we begin with the third spot in the top four. That went to Texas. The Longhorns' only loss came to Oklahoma in October, but Texas had the trump card of beating Alabama in the second game of the season. Now, speaking of Bama, they get that final spot in the college football playoff. Last week, they were 4th and 31 away from losing to unranked Auburn in the Iron Bowl. Now, the Crimson Tide are off to their 8th playoff in the 10-year history of the tournament. That means Georgia gets snubbed and Florida State gets snubbed. Georgia was the top-ranked team in the country before losing to Alabama on Saturday. Florida State becomes the first Power 5 team to go undefeated, win their conference, and miss the college football playoff. A fact that was not lost on Seminoles head coach Mike Norvell, who called the decision a sad day for football, saying, "I'm disgusted, infuriated with the committee's decision today to have what was earned on the field taken away because a small group of people decided they knew better than the results of the games." What's the point of playing games? Good point by Coach Norvell. The odds brought to you by FanDuel. Michigan currently the favorite to win it all, and by all I mean the national championship. They opened as 3-point favorites over the Crimson Tide. That line is moved now to 1.5. And then Texas, 4.5-point favorites over Washington. The total from FanDuel set at a whopping 63.5 points. I love the walkover. It gives me a chance to stretch my legs and go over and talk to our newest TSN personality. He's the most outstanding player in the Canadian Football League. He's a former Ole Miss star, and he's just hanging out in the summer. So he said, "Chad Kelly, come and be our college football analyst," and you did it. Buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Great to see you, man.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Well, first of all, I know you were all into all these conference championship games all weekend. Let's talk about the fact that Florida State didn't make it. Do they have a case?
They definitely do. They went all year undefeated. They went to their conference championship and won with a third-string quarterback. And, yes, Jordan Travis is a fantastic quarterback. He led them all year until, a couple games before the last one. And, sometimes it happens. Guys get hurt. Guys play a physical sport, and it's unfortunate that happened. But those guys worked extremely hard all year, offense, defense, special teams, coaches. And they feel like, we're in a Power 5 conference, and we won every single game. And maybe there's an argument that if the quarterback would have played a little better in the conference championship, maybe they are getting in.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Things happen.
Things happen, and now Michigan has to face Alabama. And Chad, you got to look at this. This is how the Wolverines reacted to the news that they'd be facing the Crimson Tide.
Who's number 4?
First of all, that video should not be made public, in my opinion. If I'm a Michigan Wolverines fan, I don't want people knowing. I mean, it seems like they're generally concerned about facing Nick Saban in Alabama. Should they be concerned?
I would be.
Yeah.
They're the hottest team in college football right now. And, yeah, they won against Auburn on the last second. But they're still a fantastic team.
Oh, yeah.
All year long, they've done a great job playing in a really good conference. Michigan, on the other hand, they're very good, too. They have great coaching. They have great players. They run the ball efficiently. They pass it with efficiency. They've only given up 38 penalties all year long. And that's kind of unheard of in college football. There's not many teams that can do that.
Yeah.
So
Jimmy Harbaugh, been an up and down year for him, but
well, he's back, right?
Yeah, he's back now.
Back for the first time in a couple games, and it could be a deciding factor. He's an offensive coach versus a Nick Saban, who's a defensive-minded coach. He's played the position. Maybe they got some tricks up their sleeve ready to go, and it's going to be a hard-fought game. There's a lot of NFL talent out there.
We should also mention your brother Casey, a tight end at Oregon. Unfortunately for the Ducks, they do not prevail against Washington. Washington moves on. In fact, Washington beat Oregon twice this year, so you've seen a lot of Washington. Yeah. You like that matchup for them against the Longhorns?
I do. I believe that Washington has a really good chance of advancing past this game. The quarterback, Penix, he's going to be an NFL superstar.
Right.
I believe that he has all the intangibles you look for in a starting quarterback. He's accurate. He has great anticipation. He knows and understands the offense, when and where to get the ball out. I think this is a good matchup for Washington, and they're gonna have their hands full with Texas, who's really playing well right now. Their offense is lighting the scoreboard up, which you expect that with the guys that they have out wide and the quarterback. It's going to be a great game. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored, and that's what people want. They want to see a lot of points scored.
Yes, and FanDuel agrees with you. Chad, thanks for this. This is a blast, man. And don't forget, in under a month, we'll have the first 2 games of the college football playoff here on TSN. And, Chad, you're going to join us after those games. And then you're going to join us for the national championship. There you are, peeking over my shoulder, because you're going to be a part of it. We will be following all the college football playoff games right here on TSN. So make sure you watch us for that. When we return, plenty more to come. You're watching SportsCenter with Jay Onrait, brought to you by QuestPay.